Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another video today. My name is Chris, and today we're once again going to be taking a look at the map of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. Yes, this map has been updated as of Thursday, August 12th, 2021. So with the closure of the Sears and Roebuck store at the Triangle Town Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, occurring in fall of 2021, we are now down to 17 Kmart stores. That number has not changed, and now 25 non-liquidating Sears and Roebuck stores. Combine both numbers together and you get approximately 42 non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So before we go location by location by location by location by location by location and by location and by location on the non-liquidating map that was created by Dead and Dying Retail, and yes, I did tell them about this closing and they did update the map, so thank you again to the fine folks over at Dead and Dying Retail for updating this map. We are now going to go ahead and go over the list of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So we have 17 Kmart stores and 25 Sears and Roebuck stores. Combine both numbers together and you get approximately 42 non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So let's go over the Kmart section first. So first we have the Kmart store, which is freestanding, which is located, this is the Kmart store, which is freestanding, which is located in Guam, Micronesia, which is a territory within the United States of America. The Kmart store in California, the only one left in the state of California, is the Kmart store at the Mcknight Crossing Shopping Center in Grass Valley, California. In the state of Florida, there are two Kmarts left, one in the Key West region of Florida and one in mainland Florida. The Kmart store in the Key West region is located is the Kmart store at the Key Plaza Shopping Center in Key West, Florida. We also have the Kmart store on mainland Florida. This is the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Miami, Florida. In the state of Michigan, we have the Marshall Plaza Shopping Center Kmart, which is located in Marshall, Michigan. We also have and that's the last Kmart store in the upper Midwest region of the United States. We also have the Kmart store at the Bitterroot Valley Shopping Center in Hamilton, Montana. This is a pretty unique Kmart store, as it is the only one left with the retro Kmart logo. The Kmart store at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey is the only Kmart store to operate 7 days a week within the state of New Jersey, and is the last Kmart store in Middlesex County, New Jersey, just north of the Woodbridge Center Mall, and is the last Kmart store within the central region of the state of New Jersey. So we move on to the other Kmart store, and that's located at the Westwood Plaza Shopping Center in Westwood, New Jersey. And this Kmart store is required to be closed on Sundays because of the Bergen County Blue laws that prevent this retailer from opening its doors. So on Sundays we have 16 Kmarts operating, but 6 days a week we have 17 Kmarts operating. It's a weird law, but it has to do with the mega retail in that immediate area of Paramus. So that's why this Kmart, unfortunately, does have to close on Sundays. But it is open Monday through Saturday, so that's a good thing. And that's the last Kmart store in Bergen County, New Jersey, and the last Kmart store in North Jersey. Meanwhile, out on Long Island, we have the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Common Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. This is the last Kmart store on Long Island. The Kmart store at the Shops at Buccaneer in the Bronx, New York is the last multi-level Kmart store on the mainland United States. The Kmart store at the Bay Plaza Shopping Center in the Bronx, New York is the only one-level Kmart store in the Bronx. The Kmart store at the Crossroads Shopping Center in White Plains, New York is the last Kmart store in the Hudson Valley region of New York State. And that's basically all the Kmarts left on mainland America, so now we're going to go international and go off the mainland of the United States. So we have the Kmart store at the Plaza Las Americas Shopping Center in Haterade, Puerto Rico. We also have the Kmart store at the Sunshine Mall in the St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands, and also the Kmart store at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States, Virgin Islands. Meanwhile, in the St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands, we have the Kmart store at the Tutu Park Mall in St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. And we have the Kmart store at the Lockhart Gardens Shopping Center in the St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. So we move on to Sears and Roebuck. So there are 25 Sears and Roebuck stores that are currently not liquidating. So we have the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. These are all Sears and Roebuck stores, but I'm just calling them Sears for simplification. We have the Sears store at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. The Sears store at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. The Sears store at the Stonewood Center in Downey, California. The Sears store at the Hastings Ranch Plaza in Pasadena, California. The Sears store at the Webster Town Mall in Stockton, California. The Sears store at the Whitwood Town Center in Whitter, California. The Sears store at the Sears Town Plaza in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We also have the Sears store But by the way, Fort Lauderdale is not closing yet, but that could change, so definitely stay tuned. We also have the Sears store, which is freestanding, located in Miami, Florida. The Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. The Sears store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach, Florida. So to give you a brief on that, there are 4 Sears stores in the state of Florida that are currently not liquidating, and there are 6, that's the state with the most, 6 Sears stores in California that are currently not liquidating. So in the state of Hawaii, we only have the Sears store at the Queen Amu Center in Kauai, Hawaii. In the upper Midwest, we have the Sears store at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, which is near Sears HQ. That's currently not liquidating. We also have the Sears store at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. The Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland. In my home state of New Jersey, we have the Sears store at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey. We also have the Sears store, which is the Art De Facto store in Brooklyn, New York, that has a Kmart department that does not count as a Kmart store. It's a store within a store, basically. We also have the Sears store at the Sunrise Mall NY in Massapequa, New York, which was formerly known as the Westfield Sunrise Mall, but became Sunrise Mall NY in 2021. Again, that's the last Sears and Roebuck store on Long Island. The Sears at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York, is the last Sears and Roebuck store in the Hudson Valley region of New York State, with Sunrise Mall NY being the last Sears and Roebuck store in the Long Island region of New York State. And finally, unfortunately now, with the closure of Triangle Town Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, the Sears store with Searstown Plaza, which is located at Friendly Center in Greensboro, North Carolina, that is now the last Sears and Roebuck store within the state of North Carolina. And in Pennsylvania, we have the Sears store at the Colonial Park Mall in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And then also in Pennsylvania, that's not currently closing, we have the Sears store at the Willow Grove Park Mall in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. In Puerto Rico, we have the Sears store at the Plaza Las Americas Mall in San Juan, Puerto Rico. In the state of Texas, we have the Sears store at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. And this is the last Sears store at a Westfield-owned property within the United States of America, the Sears store at the Westfield South Center in Tuckapee, Washington, which has been downsized from 3 floors down to 2 floors. And finally, we have the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington. So now we get to the liquidating part. So with the announcement of Triangle Town Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, there are currently 6 Sears and Roebuck stores that have closed within the last 3 months. So a total of 6. So the Kmart store, so these 2 Kmarts that are both located within California, that is the Kmart store at the Freedom Center in Freedom, California, and the Southwide Shopping Center Kmart store in South Lake Tahoe, California. Both of these Kmart stores are expected to close by Sunday, August 22nd, 2021, which is going to be next Sunday. The Kmart store in Astor Place unfortunately closed on Sunday, July 11th, 2021, and the pharmacy closed July 17th. That Kmart store is now expected to become a new Wegmans supermarket. So yeah. And then as for Sears, the Sears at the Westland Shopping Center in Westland, Michigan, and the Sears at the Promenade Granite Run in Media, Pennsylvania. Both of those Sears and Roebuck stores are expected to shut down by Sunday, August 15th, 2021. And the Sears store at the Triangle Town Center will be closing in October. The Sears store at the Triangle Town Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, will be shutting down by October of 2021. Exact date, exact final day is unknown. If you guys know the final day of the store, please leave that in the comment section below. Anyway, so now that we've gone over the list of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores, I think now it's time to move on to the map. So the first location that we're going to go west to east. So here we go. So first we have the Kmart store all the way over here in the Guam territory of the United States, just south of the northern Marina Islands. And here it is, just near Antonio B. Juan Pat International Airport. Again, this is a freestanding Kmart store. Again, it's located in Guam. And it has interesting hours, too. It's very close to the airport. I believe it's the only Kmart store on the island. And I think it might have a Little Caesars. I'm not sure, though. But yeah, this is Kmart in Guam. So you guys get the idea, basically. Okay, and as we move east across the Pacific Ocean, we are next going to hit the state of Hawaii. We should be hitting the state of Hawaii. Yep, here we go. So we have the Sears store at the Queen. What is it? It's called the Queen. It's in Kalului, Hawaii. It's a really weird name. for it's at the Queen. Sorry about that. Queen Kamui Center in Kauai, Hawaii, and here it is. Basically, I believe this is a mall with both a Sears. Yep, both a Sears and a Macy's. So here it is. This is the one in Hawaii. It's the only Sears left within the state of Hawaii. Unfortunately, after this closes, that's the end of Sears in Hawaii. So. Okay, and as we move on up north, we're going to hit the state of Washington first. We're going to go here, and then we're going to shift down the Pacific coast. So the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears and Roebuck store at the Westfield South Center Mall in Tuckapee, Washington. This is a very nice mall, and I do see this Sears store unfortunately closing down the road due to the fact that this mall is very profitable, and I just don't see Sears sticking around at this mall for much longer. Again, this is the last Sears and Roebuck store in the greater Seattle metropolitan area, so definitely significant, and that'll be the end of Sears in the greater Seattle area once this store, does unfortunately close for the final time. So, all right, so we're going to move a little bit east rather, to the Sears store at the Union Gap Mall. I'm sorry, the Sears and Roebuck store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington. This store is definitely a likely candidate for a closure due to the fact with the sign and probably the exterior of the building. This is a likely candidate if Sears decided to close another store in the state of Washington. So again, this is the Sears store at the Valley Mall in Union Gap, Washington. Okay, and as we move a little bit east towards the state of Montana, we have the wonderful Kmart store in Hamilton, Montana. This is a pretty unique looking Kmart store. Very unique because it is the last store with a vintage Kmart logo, and that makes this Kmart pretty freaking cool. It would be an absolute shame to see this Kmart go, but I mean, the property is basically for sale. I mean, Sears and Kmart at this point are a real estate company, and once the property gets bought out, the liquidators come in and they just close the store, and that's the end, basically, unfortunately. But this is a pretty freaking cool Kmart store. Again, this is located at the Bitterroot Valley Shopping Center in Hamilton, Montana. So again, a very unique looking Kmart store. So. All right, as we move along back to the Pacific coast of the United States, the next store we're going to hit is the Kmart store at the Mcknight Crossing Shopping Center in Grass Valley, California. Now, given that this area of California does not have a Target store, I could very well see Target easily picking up this Kmart store for absolutely nothing. And if that does happen, that is the end for Kmart within the state of California, unfortunately. Again, this is the last Kmart store in Grass Valley, California, with the Southwide Shopping Center Kmart located in South Lake Tahoe, California, and the Kmart store at the Freedom Center in Freedom, California. Both of those stores closing Sunday, August 22nd, 2021. So with that said, let's go a little bit south. Let's go, I guess, southwest towards the greater San Francisco area. There's Sacramento. So we're going to hit these two stores first. I guess we'll do this one. This is the Sears store located in Concord, California, and that Sears store in particular in Concord, California, is located at the Sun Valley Shopping Center in Concord, California. So here it is. Pretty basic. It's a 3 levels. I believe it's a 3-level Sears too. It's one of the last two, and I think one of the last 2 or last 3 within the greater San Francisco metropolitan area. So, okay, and moving a little bit east to the Sears store in Stockton, California, and that Sears in Stockton, California, is located at the went a little bit too far, is located at the Webster Town Mall in Stockton, California, which is directly across the street from the Sherwood Mall Shopping Center, also located in Stockton, California. It's very weird that they built these malls, literally it's very weird that they built both of these malls literally directly across the street from each other, but this is the other Sears, and again, it's at the Webster Town Mall in Stockton, California. And yes, again, it's a Sears store at the Webstertown Mall in Stockton, California. I don't know if I mentioned that. Sorry about it. If I was repetitive on that. Sorry about that, guys. All right, as we move down along the Pacific coast of California, the next major metropolitan area we're going to hit is Los Angeles, California. We're going to start with this Sears store in Burbank, California, and that's at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. It's a pretty interesting looking Sears. Definitely. The store is kind of cool. It's kind of cool that they still have 6 Sears and Roebuck stores within the state of California. It's pretty cool that they still have that. So, again, this is located at the Burbank Town Center in Burbank, California. So, all right, as we move a little east, the next Sears and Roebuck store we're going to hit is the Sears and Roebuck store, which is freestanding, I guess you could say, and it's at the Hastings Ranch Plaza in Pasadena, California. Again, I believe this is a 3-level Sears and Roebuck store as well. So, move a little bit south, we get to the next two. We have the Sears store in Downey, California, and that Sears store in Downey, California is located at the Stonewood Center in Downey, California. And it's interesting, too, this mall has literally the same anchor lineup as Newport Center in Jersey City, New Jersey does. Again, it's located at the what's it called? Stonewood Center in Downey, California. And then the final Sears store within the greater Los Angeles area is located at the Westwood Town Center in Whittier, California. Used to be a mall. This is another 3-level Sears and Roebuck store, and it's located at the Westwood Town Center in Whittier, California. So to give you a quick overview of that, 4 Sears and Roebuck stores remain in the greater Los Angeles area, and 2 Sears and Roebuck stores, and plus a Kmart, I guess, are within the greater San Francisco area. So as we move along the Sun Belt region of the United States, the next Sears and Roebuck store we're going to hit is the only one left in the state of Texas. This is at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas. The reason that this Sears and Roebuck store is still open is because of Sears Mexico. That's about the only reason that this Sears store is still a thing. It's basically the only reason that this Sears store is still a thing is because of the success of Sears Mexico. But once this Sears in El Paso at the Cielo Vista Mall in El Paso, Texas does close, that will be the end of Sears' footprint within the state of Texas. Okay, so we're gonna actually go up here first, and then we're gonna go up here first, and then we're gonna backtrack all the way up this way. Okay, so in the upper Midwest region of the United States, we only have a single Sears and a single Kmart. So we have the Sears store at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, and this is the last Sears store and last Transform Co. owned property within the United States region of the upper Midwest. Again, it's at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, pretty close to Hoffman Estates, which is where the Sears HQ is based. That is, I believe, the reason why that Sears at the Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois, is still standing to this day, and has stood the test of time. Anyways. So the next store that we're going to take a look at is the Kmart store, and what's significant about this Kmart store is it is located right across the, I don't know what the name of this river is, Lake Michigan. Right across the river of Lake Michigan, we have the Kmart store in Marshall, Michigan, and that is located at the Marshall Plaza Shopping Center in Marshall, Michigan. This is the last Transform Co. owned property within the state of Michigan, given that the Sears store at the what's it called? That other mall in Michigan. I don't know what the name of it is. I literally forgot. It's so many things to memorize. I'll take a look quick. That's at the Westland Shopping Center in Westland, Michigan. That's closing by that day, and I'll get to the details once again as we get to the end of the video. We'll do a review of that. So the Kmart store at the Marshall Plaza Shopping Center in Marshall, Michigan is the last Transform Co. owned property in the upper Midwest region of the United States, as well as being the last Kmart store within the state of Michigan. And the Little Caesars, the guy that does pizza is closed. There is one a couple miles down if you want to get your fix of Little Caesars. You still can within the same town too. Anyways, with looking at the last Sears store and the last Transform-owned property in the Midwest, and same thing with Kmart, we are now going to go ahead and go south towards the Virgin Islands and work our way back up towards the East Coast region of the United States. So we have the two Kmart stores in the U.S. Virgin Islands I think this is, which Virgin Islands? This is either St. Croix or this is St. Croix, yes. And this has Little Caesars, the guy that does pizza. This Kmart store is located at the Mall of St. Croix, I believe, in the U.S. Virgin Islands. This is a Kmart store, by the way, so I have to... Hold on one second, guys. I believe this is at the Mall of St. Croix or the Sunshine Mall in the U.S. St. Croix Virgin Islands. And the other one that's located on the St. Croix U.S. Virgin Islands is that other one, and that's located at the Sunny Isle Shopping Center in St. Croix, United States Virgin Islands. It also has Little Caesars too. The guy that does pizza. So. Okay, and as we move a little bit north now, we're going to hit both of the Kmart stores in the St. Thomas Virgin Island territory of the United States. We have the Kmart store at the Lockhart Garden Shopping Center in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands, as well as the other Kmart store, which is located at the Tutu Park Mall in the United States Virgin Islands. So those are those two Kmart stores on the St. Thomas Virgin Islands area, or territory rather, of the United States. So we go a little bit west towards Puerto Rico, and we have the Sears and Kmart stores, which is located at this the Las Plaza Americas. So we have the Kmart store located at Plaza Las Americas on the United States Virgin Islands. This is that Kmart store located at Plaza Las Americas. I believe so. Let me double check that, guys. Sorry about that. That's located Kmart. Plaza Las Americas Shopping Center, which is right here in Hato Rey, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the Sears store located at the Plaza. Oh no, I guess it's two different townships. That's really weird that they would do it like that. We have the Sears store at the Plaza Las Americas Mall in Puerto Rico. So both Sears and Kmart stores located within Puerto Rico are literally directly right across the street from each other, which is something very rare nowadays, which is not found in the United States anymore. Only in Puerto Rico they would have that. Okay, and the first state we're going to hit is Florida, and we have the Kmart store in Key West, Florida, and this is at the sorry about that, guys, at the Key Plaza Shopping Center in Key West, Florida. The last Kmart store in the Key West region of the United States, with the closure of Marathon, Florida, and the Kmart store at some other key one, which I completely forgot the name of. This is at the Key Plaza Shopping Center in Key West, Florida. Oh, Key Largo was the other one. Just remember that now. Okay, and as we move along, next up we have the Kmart store at the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center in Miami, Florida. The last Kmart store in mainland Florida, and the last one in the greater Miami area. So again, the Kendall Lakes Plaza Shopping Center, Kmart in Miami, Florida. And then just a little bit northeast, we have the Sears. We have a Sears and Roebuck store that's freestanding, a 2-level one, and this is located in Miami, Florida. Just a freestanding store with an auto center. No shopping. It's not within a shopping center. All right, as we move along the Atlantic coast of Florida, the greater Miami area, the other Sears store we have that is currently not liquidating is the Sears store at the Sears Town Plaza in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Okay, as we move along up the coast of Florida, the next Sears and Roebuck store that we're going to hit is the Sears and Roebuck store at the Gardens Mall in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Another Sears and Roebuck store within the state of Florida that is currently not liquidating right now. So, okay, and then next up we go a little bit in mainland within the state of Florida, and we're next going to hit the Sears store in the greater Orlando area, and that's the Sears store at the Florida Mall in Orlando, Florida. All right, so now we are officially getting down to the last couple of stores left that we have not gone over yet with the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So unfortunately, with the closure of the Triangle Town Center Sears in Raleigh, North Carolina, the Sears Town at the Sears Town Plaza in Greensboro, North Carolina is the last Sears and Roebuck store now within the state of North Carolina, just given that this one has a newer logo and Raleigh had an older logo. I kind of was suspecting that Raleigh was going to go before Greensboro did, just given that they put a newer logo on this one and there was an older logo on Raleigh, so they're better off dumping that, I guess. And this one was also downsized significantly too. So Sears at the Sears and Roebuck store, which is freestanding, which is a Sears Town Plaza in Greensboro, North Carolina, is the last Sears and Roebuck store within the state of North Carolina. Okay, so we move a little bit. We got a couple more stores around here. So the next Sears and Roebuck store north of North Carolina, is the Sears store at the Francis Scott Key Mall in Frederick, Maryland. This is the last Sears and Roebuck store within the state of Maryland, and once this closes, there will be no more Transform Co. Owned properties within the state of Maryland. The next Sears store we're going to hit is the Sears store, which this is a one-level Sears store at the Colonial Park Mall in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. This is the last Sears and Roebuck store within the greater Harrisburg area, and the last one really outside of Philadelphia. The only other Sears and Roebuck store that's not currently liquidating, with Media, Pennsylvania closing this Sunday, is the Sears store at the Willow Grove Park Mall in Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, and this store has been downsized just to one floor, unfortunately. The last multi-level Sears store operating in Media, Pennsylvania will be shutting down this Sunday. Okay, and we're back in my immediate area, my home state of New Jersey. We have the Kmart store at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey. This is the only Kmart store within the state of New Jersey to operate 7 days a week. And it's a pretty unique one, too. It's at the Delco Plaza Shopping Center in Avenel, New Jersey. Again, as you can see clearly on the map, it's just north of both the Woodbridge Center Mall in Woodbridge, New Jersey, and north of the Menlo Park Mall in Edison, New Jersey. So, if the building gets sold, then the Kmart in Avenel, New Jersey will most likely be on the chopping block down the road. So the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears and Roebuck store at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey. This is the last Sears and Roebuck store within the state of New Jersey, given that both Hackensack and Rockaway were the last two to shut down back in September of 2020. So, anyways, this is the last Sears and Roebuck store within the state of New Jersey. Again, it's at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey. Okay, so as we go a little bit south, the next Sears store that we're going to hit is the Sears store in the Flatbush neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York, and this has a Sears, and this is a Art de facto building with a Kmart store within the store, so that it is not a Kmart store and it's not a Kmart actual store. It's a store within a store, basically. So it's only a Sears store because it is a official Sears store, but there is a Kmart department within the Sears store, and the Kmart does not count. It's just a Sears store. It just counts as a Sears, not a Kmart. Okay, and as we move along out to Long Island, we're going to hit the Sears and Roebuck store at the Sunrise Mall in Massapequa, New York, formerly known as Westfield Sunrise. Again, this is the last Sears store on Long Island, and the last Sears store in Nassau County, the last Sears store in the Long Island region of New York State. And again, it's at the Sunrise Mall in Massapequa, New York. All right, and as we go out to the Hamptons region of Long Island, the next Transform Co-owned store we're going to hit is the Kmart store in Bridgehampton, New York, and the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Common Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. This was known as the Martha Stewart Kmart at the time, because my guess was Martha Stewart had a house out in the Hamptons, so this was probably her store that she went to a lot when she was out in the Hamptons. But now Martha Stewart products are at Macy's now. They're no longer at Sears and Kmart, unfortunately. So again, that's the Kmart store at the Bridgehampton Common Shopping Center in Bridgehampton, New York. Alrighty, and as we boomerang back to the rest of New York State and the remaining stores, and as well as the last one to go over as well, We hit the 2 Kmarts in the Bronx, and this is the first one. This is the Kmart store at the Shops at Buccaneer in the Bronx, New York. This used to be a Caldor store converted to a Kmart in the late 90s, and it's the last 2-level Kmart store in the mainland region of the United States of America. Okay, so going a little bit north, we have the Kmart store at the Bay Plaza Shopping Center in the Bronx, New York. Has a Little Caesars, the pizza guy. And this is the last last one-level Kmart store within the New York City boroughs. Okay, and we'll quickly go back to my home state of New Jersey in Bergen County, New Jersey, and we have the Kmart store in Westwood, New Jersey. And this Kmart store, unfortunately, does have to be closed on Sundays because of the Bergen County Blue Laws, which prevents all non-essential retailers from operating on Sundays, and that's why that Kmart is closed, unfortunately. It's the last Kmart in North Jersey and the last Kmart in Bergen County, New Jersey. So again, yes, this is the last Kmart store in Bergen County, New Jersey and North Jersey, and can only operate 6 days a week because the Bergen County Blue Laws prevent that retailer from operating on Sundays. Hence why there's 16 Kmarts operating on Sundays and 17 operating 6 days a week. Okay, if we go across the Tappan Zee Bridge, the next Kmart that we're going to hit is the Kmart store at the Crossroads Shopping Center in White Plains, New York. This is the last Kmart store within the Hudson Valley region of New York State, and also does have a Little Caesars, you know, the guy that does pizza. So yeah, and that's again at the Crossroads Shopping Center in White Plains, New York. Okay, and as we go up to the upper mid-Hudson Valley, the next Sears store that the Sears and Roebuck store we're going to hit is the Sears and Roebuck store at the Newburgh Mall in Newburgh, New York. So, and finally, the last non-liquidating Sears and Kmart store as of Thursday, August 12th, 2021, is located at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. This is the last Sears and Roebuck store and last Transformco owned property in the New England region of the United States, and the last Sears and Roebuck store within the state of Massachusetts. Again, it's at the South Shore Plaza in Braintree, Massachusetts. So, anyways, guys, that's about going to do it for this video of the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. Again, these are all the locations that are currently not liquidating as of Thursday, August 12th, 2021. If there is a major closing announcement regarding more Sears and Kmart locations, this video will be updated, but I don't think that will be happening at this point. So here you go, guys. This is all the non-liquidating and liquidating Sears and Kmart stores as of Thursday, August 12th, 2021. So, anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video, and what are your thoughts on this video? Please make sure to leave that in the comment section below. So, and all the links will be there. Again, the map that was created by Dead and Dying Retail, as well as the list of the liquidating and non-liquidating Sears and Kmart stores. So, anyways, guys, thank you again for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and that will be it.